we will see about some of the important modern information and communication technologies that fall under mass contact methods. So, after going through this unit, you will be able to understand the meaning and application of ICT tools in TOT. The various ICT tools like www, SMS, FTP, AgriPortal, etc. About teleconference, video conference, and about the characteristics of multimedia and their advantages. Information is an important resource in modern agriculture. With the development of computers and improvement in telecommunications, often farmers have many new opportunities to obtain technical and economic information quickly and use it effectively for their decision making. The modern farmer is a businessman who tries to grow right crops and animals in the most profitable way. The amount of information a farmer can and should use of his management decision increasing rapidly. Previously, the mass media gave generalized advice to farmers, but with modern information technology, extension can provide for each farm and farmer without visiting his farm personally. One of the most important information communication technology is community radio. A community radio, otherwise known as CR, station can be roughly defined as a short range radio station that caters to the information needs of communities living in surrounding areas. Local community members are involved in the production of programs in the areas of agriculture, health and hygiene, and advice on common economic activities. Let us see the information and communication technologies tools. So, it includes any communication device or application encompassing cellular phones, computer and network hardware and software, satellite systems and so on, as well as other various services and applications associated with them, such as video conferencing and distance learning. Now, let us see the application of ICT tools in transfer of technology. So, we have a list of ICT tools along with the uses in agriculture extension. Number 1, interactive video, information delivery, education, farmers problem solving. Second one is audio conferencing. So, it is used for training, institutional outreach and administrating extension services. Number 3, multimedia, used for training and information delivery. Number 4, internet, information can be made available to the farmers round the clock. Number 5, expert system. So, it is used for decision making, designing, selection, diagnosis and prediction. Number 6, AgriPortal. So, through AgriPortal, instant information on markets, news and weather can be given. And number 7, email, mobile phone. It provides information at the right time. Number 8, website. So, websites can be used for providing latest farming oriented news and information. So, let us see one by one. World Wide Web, www. The World Wide Web, known as www, is the Internet's multimedia service. It contains a vast storehouse of hypertext documents written using the hypertext markup language known as HTML. So, hypertext is a method for presenting text, images, sound and videos that are linked together in a non-sequential web of associations. The hypertext format allows the user to browse through topics in any order. There are tools and protocols to explore the internet. These tools help to locate and transport resources between computers. Now, let us see the different kinds of websites. Number 1, static website. A static website is a website that has web pages stored on all the servers in the format that is sent to a client web browser. It is primarily coded in hypertext markup language. Simple forms are marketing examples of websites such as classic website, a 5-page website or a brochure website are often static websites because they present predefined static information to the user. This may include information about a company and its products and services via text, photos, animations and video and interactive means and navigation. This type of website usually displays the same information to all the visitors. Similar to handing out a printed brochure to customers or clients, a static website will generally provide consistent standard information for an extended period of time. Although the website owner may make updates periodically, it is a manual process to edit the text, photos and other content, and may require basic website design skills and software. Visitors are not able to control what information they receive via a static website and must instead settle for whatever content the website owner has decided to offer at that time. And second type of website is dynamic website. A dynamic website is a website that changes itself frequently and automatically based on certain criteria. There are two types of dynamic activity: code and content. Dynamic code is invisible or behind the series, and dynamic content is visible or fully displayed. And what are the advantages of this websites? Number one, the information is available to be accessed by anyone, anywhere, anytime. Number two, the information within a site can be quickly accessed. There is no need to sift through several pages. The site may provide links to other sites on the same topic. The site can be updated to always provided the latest information. The site creator or author does not need to be present when sometimes he is retrieving the information. The author can usually be contacted through an emailing address or a message board connected to the site. There is no need to carry a hard copy of information. You can look at more than one page or source at one time by having numerous windows. Information is easy to gather and print selectivity is there. Easy to use the information to create your own resource. You can peruse the information at leisure time as much as time is needed. Save a trip to the library. So, these are the advantages of websites. Now, coming to disadvantages, it is difficult for the researchers to locate, especially if there are many similar sites. It is not published or authorized by any reputed source. Hence, the site may be disregarded and as inaccurate. The information on the site may not be reliable. The information may be interpreted incorrectly or used inappropriately. A connection to the web is needed to access the information, which will be impossible if a computer and connection is not available. It may be difficult to reach a target audience. The author is not present when others are retrieving the information. Hence, there is no chance to ask questions or have things explained in a greater detail. The site may go down or the computer may crash, and the site may be difficult to use if experience with the internet is limited. So, these are the disadvantages of websites. Next, we will see the SMS through mobile usage. So, before going to the SMS through mobile usage, we will see what is SMS. SMS is an acronym for short message service. So, SMS is a facility by which one can send and receive small alphanumeric messages between mobile phones. It can also be used to transfer binary payloads and to put into practice the WAP stack at the top of the SMSC bar. SMS can be used in any language, but that more or less depends on the handset that you are using and which language your software supports. For example, English, Spanish and Portuguese are the languages usually used in SMS in America, whereas in Europe it differs greatly. The SMS is the text communication service component of phone, web or mobile communication systems using standardized communication protocols that allows the exchange of short text messages between fixed line or mobile phone devices. SMS text message is the most widely used data application in the world, with 2.4 billion active users or 74% of all mobile phone subscribers. The term SMS is used as a synonym for all types of short text messaging as well as the user creativity itself in many parts of the world. SMS is used as modern handsets, was originated from radio telegraphy in radio memo pages using standardized phone protocols and later defined as part of the Global System for Mobile Communication series of standards in 1985 as a means of sending messages up to 160 characters to and from GSM mobile handsets. Since then, support for the service has explained to include other mobile technologies such as ANSI, CDMA networks and digital AMPS as well as satellite and landline networks. Most SMS messages are mobile to mobile text messages through the standard supports other types of broadcast messaging as well. Now we will see the advantages of SMS. Short message service known as SMS and used has become an extremely popular way of sending personal messages. However, in the corporate environment also, SMS has several applications to issue immediate alerts about emergencies and critical situations. For example, to alert a network administrator as soon as the internet link is down, and to send important information to key customers or suppliers, thereby ensuring that the information is received by the right person immediately. It can be made as a kind of call center. Customers can send questions and receive replies by SMS, thus reducing the call volume. It can be used to notify roaming employees such as salespeople or technicians on the road of any updates or messages. SMS can be used for marketing or CRM purposes. The SMS messages are personal and have a high response rate. So, the SMS is used for the extension work mostly, and now we have also the Kisan call centers or the messages are disseminated through mobile phones for the benefit of the clienteles. Next we will see about file transfer protocol known as FTP. So, the file transfer protocol support is one method of supporting remote networks. It is a protocol which allows simple file transfer of documents. There are FTP servers which provides vast amount of information stored as files. The data in these files cannot be accessed directly, rather than the entire file must be transferred from the FTP server to the local computer. The most common protocol used for sending files between computers is the FTP. The FTP allows for transferring both text and binary files. Both Microsoft operating systems and Unix system include the traditional characters based FTP client. The next modern electronic media is the electronic mail. It is also known as email or the electronic mail, and it is the most widely used application on the internet for sending and receiving electronic messages. It is currently one of the most popular activities on the internet. For most of the internet users, it has practically replaced other traditional methods such as telephones, faxes, etc. Technically, email is a system of delivery of messages on the computers connected via communication networks. Email is an electronic version of the paper mail or letters used to deliver personal and official messages. Email is used to communicate all types of messages, including text, graphics, audio and also visual clips, as long as these can be digitized. In government offices and research organizations, most of the communication with the international organizations like the World Bank, Food and Agriculture Organizations, United Nations Development Programs is in form of email. The largest users of email, however, are the students of graduate and postgraduate programs in the universities, and of late all the clients of the extension system are also using the email. Next we will see the advantages of email. Number 1, it is fast. Messages can be sent to any part of the world in an instant. Number 2, it is cheap. It costs nothing or very less. Number 3, it is very simple to use. It is very easy to use. Number 4, it is efficient. In just one step, sending messages to a group can be done. Number 5, it is versatile. That is, images, PowerPoint slides or even other files can be sent. And let us see the disadvantages of email. Number 1, the receiver must scan the email properly. Otherwise, the sender could send viruses and malware through attachments. Number 2, the inbox may be filled up with unwanted spam or ads. This could be a nuisance. This may ultimately result in deletion of some of your personal messages. Number 3, emails may bounce between many servers before reaching you. A hacker can steal or modify the email in between. Number 4, emails can be misunderstood, especially if the email is miswritten by the sender. And number 5, the receiver may lose interest and stop reading the email altogether when it is very lengthy or long. So, next modern ICT website is AgriPortals. So, AgriPortals is also a website wherein many of the universities are having a website of their own. Not only the universities, all the institutions are also having their own websites, and even persons like us can create our own websites. So, it provides numerous free services that enhance the web experience. It has all services like agriculture technologies, commodity price, email, chat, news greeting, address book, etc. Several details can be obtained from the portals. So, let us see what are the features of portals. Number 1, it has got the integration feature. That is, it has the ability to integrate with current tools or the possibility of adding new tools. You have your own Outlook, calendar and email integrated with intranet. Number 2, there is security. So, it enables user or group based security to secure documents and sites through an intranet portal. Number 3rd feature is customization. Software that is flexible to allow for organization. Web parts can be used to create custom modules which can make interaction easier within the site. So, it creates the ability for users to customize tools and resources they use most often. Next feature is collaboration. So, people are now able to collaborate their work with each other. Example would be the multiple people working on one document. Communication, it is used as most effective communication channel. So, the AgriPortal allows corporations to promote corporate culture and present information in a more interactive way than before. So, it is user friendly. So, application must be easy to use and understand due to a wide range of technical abilities. So, it has got remote access. So, ability for users to access content away from the office. Another feature is people search. So, search enterprise wide for employee information such as contact information, specialty areas, group membership, personal interests, etc. Last feature is enterprise search. So, search enterprise content using enterprise search. So, what are the advantages of portals? So, portals to make better and more informed decisions. They are used to make better and more informed decisions. It also helps to reduce cost. It saves time. It increases collaboration with other institutions. It increases productivity. It increases effectiveness of communication. And coming to the disadvantages, it is costly. Maintenance and management can be time consuming. Next ICT tool is Telnet. So, Telnet is an application that allows you to log on to a remote computer. It is like a terminal emulation program. So, Telnet sessions present text-based data as a terminal would. However, graphic user interface clients are now available which offer better service. Next tool is interactive video. It is a rapidly emerging communication mode. It represents the fusion of a computer, video and laser technologies. In this, the user can control the part of the program to view or interact with certain parts of the program. It allows a viewer even to participate in a simulated conversation on the screen. This is one of the most widely used medium in the developed countries. Next modern communication tool is the teleconferencing. It is interactive group communication with two or more people or in two or more locations through an electronic medium. It brings people together under one roof even though they are separated by hundreds of miles. It was first introduced in 1960s with American telephone. There are three basic types of video conferencing. Number one, video conferencing with television like communication supported with sound. Number two, computer conferencing, that is printed communication through keyboard terminals. Third, audio conferencing, verbal communication via the telephone. Now let us see about the video conferencing, also known as video teleconference. It is a set of interactive telecommunication technologies. They allow two more locations to interact in a two-way video and audio transmission simultaneously. It is a remote meeting between two or more individuals present in geographically dispersed locations. Users can meet and share information virtually from wherever they are using the video conferencing equipment and communicate using any network available with them. Now let us see the components of teleconference. So number one, video inputs. So for inputs we need video camera or webcam, and next is the video output. We need television bar or computer monitor. Number three, audio inputs. We need microphones. Fourth, audio output, usually loudspeakers associated with display device or telephone. And the fifth is the data transfer, analog or digital telephone network or internet. Now let us see the advantages of video conferencing. Number one, a live conversation between two partners from different locations is possible with the visibility. So that is more important. Number two, the experts, maybe scientists or any other field or any other experts, can have a virtual contact with the farmers and solve the field problems. It is useful in giving training session for guest lectures. Even we need not bring the guest lectures in person. Through video conferencing, guest lectures can be made. Number four, it is useful in monitoring the progress of various activities. It reduces the cost of travel and time because people sit in different locations. Number six, researcher collaborates with colleagues at other institutions on a regular basis without loss of time due to travel. Number seven, problem solving information can be exchanged and procedural tasks can be discussed. Number eight, follow up for earlier meetings can be done with relative ease and little expense. So the limitations, every tool has its own limitations, and video conferencing also has its limitations. Number one, technical failures. Number two, there is lacking personal touch. Number three, acoustical problems with conference rooms. Number four, greater participant preparation and preparation time is needed. Number five, lack of participant familiarity with the equipment. So next major ICT tool to be discussed is multimedia. So multimedia refers to the synthesis of text, data, graphics, animation, optical storage, image processing and sound. So everything is combined in multimedia. Computer multimedia will offer learners more complete and individual control over their learning. This system facilitates interactivity and better understanding between the individual learners and the subject matter. So we'll see we'll see the characteristics of multimedia system. A multimedia system has four basic characteristics. Number one, multimedia system must be computer controlled. Number two, multimedia systems are integrated. Number three, the handled information must be represented digitally. Number 4, the interface to the final presentation of media is usually interactive. So, the advantages of multimedia: number 1, enhancement of text only messages. So, multimedia enhances text only presentations by adding interesting sounds and compelling visuals. Number 2, improves over traditional audio video presentations. Audiences are more attentive to multimedia messages rather than traditional presentation done with slides or overhead transparencies. Number 3, multimedia gains and holds attention. People are more interested in multimedia messages which combine the elements of text, audio, graphics and video combination of communication modes. It may be oral or and visual, which offers great understanding and retention of information. Number 4, it is good for computer phobics. So, those who are nervous with computer keyboards and complex instructions are more comfortable with pressing buttons with a mouse or on a screen. Number 5, multimedia is entertaining as well as educational. So, the next ICT tool is the database. So, database may contain information such as traits of animal breeds, plants and animal diseases and possible control methods, data and formulae to be used to calculate a feeding ration, weather forecast, library catalogs and documentation systems. Teletext. So, it is a system somewhat like view data in which printed information is telecast through television rather than transmitted through a telephone line. It has no interactive capacity and it has very much smaller database. Another important ICT tool is expert system. So, it is one of the important application oriented branches of artificial intelligence. In the past decade, a great deal of expert system has been developed and applied to many fields such as office automation, science and medical including agriculture. At the beginning of development of agriculture expert systems, it was applied to diagnose the disease and pest of various crops. In recent years, research and development of the fields of agriculture domain have been paid much attention by many countries towards expert system. Next tool is fax. So, it is a device used for transmission of a written document, photograph, map or any other graphic material electronically. So, it is one of the variants of email for transmitting the original documents placed in a facsimile or fax machine, which scans the document and converts the written or graphic information into electronic signals and establishes a link with a similar receiving fax machine at the receiving end. And the next one is CD-ROM. So, stands for compact disc read only memory. A CD-ROM is a CD that can be read by a computer with an optical drive. The ROM part of the term means the data on the disk is read only or cannot be altered or erased. Because of this feature and the larger capacity, CD-ROMs are a great media format for retail software. The first CDs could hold about 600 MBs of data, but now they hold up to 700 MBs. CD-ROMs share the same technology as audio CD, but they are formatted differently, allowing them to store many types of data. And the advantages of CD-ROMs are: number 1, it has a capacity to store mass storage. Number 2, it may be countable or uncountable storage units. Number 3, there is high data stability in CD-ROM. And let us see the disadvantages. It is easily broken. Number 2, they require special drive to read and write, and it is very expensive. So, to conclude in this lesson, we can conclude or we can summarize that information and communication technologies includes any communication device or application encompassing right from cellular phones, computer and network, satellite system and so on, as well as the various services and applications associated with them such as video conferencing and distance learning. So, AgriPortal is one of the important websites used for dissemination of agriculture information both to the students, academicians and extension workers. It provides numerous free services that enhance the web experience. It has all services like agriculture technologies, commodity price, email, chat, news, greetings, address book, etc. And the next ICT tool is the multimedia. Multimedia refers to a synthesis of text, data, graphics, animation, optical storage, image processing and sound. Computer multimedia will offer learners more complete and individual control over their learning.